what's happened with the SEC, right? And a U.S. judge finding that XRP is not a security when it came to mass retail, but when it was sold to institutional participants, it was considered a security. So these nuances coming out of the U.S., do they have influence on jurisdictions like Australia? When you take a look at that, does that have a precedent-setting impact? How do you as industry leader and how does Australia, from a legal perspective, view a ruling like that?
I think it's influential in the sense that, of course, what the SEC does is influential around the world. And you would, any regulator or legislator is going to look at what they do and take it into consideration. But their decision that XRP is not a security, I think, mirrors what we saw out of Japan years ago, where they said it wasn't a security. And certainly here in Australia, it didn't match up with the local tests around what a security was for XRP. You can't retrofit a lot of what we saw in traditional finance into crypto because of the fact that this is so new, and there is then that opportunity for nuance, which nobody really wants, like, apart from lawyers perhaps, but certainly anybody who's running a business doesn't want there to be any legal nuance. You want that clarity. For me, certainly sitting here in Australia, I look at what the UK is doing very closely. Australia looks very closely at the UK anyway. There's obviously historical connections between the two countries, but from what I can understand, there is a lot of a very close relations between the two from a government and regulatory point of view. But I also think with the UK, they've got a history of taking on opportunities in financial services and really making something of it. With certainly the Big Bang and et cetera, et cetera. And so there is a lot of very, very smart people in the UK, in and around London, in the financial services, who are absolutely working on what will be probably the next big thing. Even though there's something outside of Europe now, I still think that their impact will be felt across the European Union and certainly across into the US and hopefully here to Australia.